everyone. I'm going to be making grilled chickens. I'm going to grill on my Foreman, Brussels sprouts, and black beans tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rub for my chicken going. I'm just going to use some cumin, some oregano, I would say about a tablespoon of each spice. Some hot shot, it's 5 McCormick's, is just red and black pepper. Finally, I'm going to use my garlic powder because it's been sitting up on my fridge for Lord knows how long. So I'm going to... Okay. Some red pepper flakes and some chili powder. And then the last thing is some salt. That's enough. And then I'm going to just mix this all together right here. Get this all ground up. It's going to look like this. Kind of mix it around. And then I'm going to actually lay it down on my wax paper. Chicken tenders that I got from Trader Joe's. Okay, so I have the chicken ready to go, and I have my Foreman warming up. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is finally the Brussels sprouts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and cut the little ends off. And then I'm going to halve them. So they're, the little end was cut off, and I cut them in half. So they look like this, 2 little half cabbages. Okay, so I've halved all of my Brussels sprouts, and the other thing I did was I sprayed a skillet with the Trader Joe's olive oil, which is 0 fat, 0 calories. And I'm going to go ahead and lay the Brussels sprouts flat side down all over my pan. And I got the pan really hot. Okay, so I laid them all face down on the skillet, so they look like this. And my heat is pretty much on high heat. That's going to go along. Then my Foreman's ready. And I'm going to go ahead and put these guys. Ooh, yeah. I'll check them in about 4 minutes. The spice that I'm going to use in the Brussels sprouts is called sazon. Now, Goya sells it. If you don't know what sazon is, it's usually when it's homemade, it's usually made into a puree. So it's like bell peppers and onions and cilantro, paprika, Tabasco, salt, pepper, cumin, oregano, and it's made into a puree. So if you go to your Mexican food aisle, your international aisle, at the grocery store, you'll either see it there or in the freezer, and it's usually kind of like a little puree, like a sauce. But they also sell it in these seasoning packets. So for this, I'm going to put 2 of these. Here you go. I'm going to put 2 of these in, but I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. Let me look at the bottoms. Okay. See that? There's a little burn on there. Ooh, the steam comes off of that. Okay. At that point, I am going to put the 2 packets of sazon in there. It's a nice little orange color to the seasoning. Okay. Ooh, it smells so good. So, my pan is super hot, scorching. So at this point, I'm just going to put a little bit of water, maybe about a half a cup, and the water almost kind of boiling. That's how hot my pan was. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and cover it and let it steam for a bit. Okay, so the Brussels sprouts have been steaming with the lid on, I would say for about 3-4 minutes now. Normally, you should see if you can tell the difference in color, but it's a little bit brighter green. The half a cup of water that I put in there is almost all but evaporated. Now I'm going to get these to the point where I'm pressing on it. I'm pressing on a Brussels sprout, and it's tender, but not too tender. I'm going to get to the point where if I press on it, it's just going to this is just going to slide and part it in 2. So that's how long these are going to cook for. So I'm going to keep letting it go. And actually, at this point, I'm probably going to let it cook for a little bit with it uncovered, so it can get a little bit more caramelized on the bottom, so the liquids can drain down a little bit more, and at that point I'll probably end up putting just a little bit more water and then also some salt. So I'm going to let that go ahead for about, I'm going to probably let it cook for like another 2 minutes on high heat with the lid off. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these guys out so you can see it. I don't want to burn myself. Okay. Can you see the bottom of that Brussels sprout right there? Look at how red that is. It's that color of the sazon seasoning. Alright. So this pan is super, super hot. And the liquid that I put in there is pretty much all evaporated. So at that point I'm going to go ahead and put probably about another 1/4 cup of water. Actually, just give me a little bit more than a 1/4 cup. Pretty quick. So, you can see it. There it is. Now, the water that I put in there is kind of like has like a red tint to it from the seasoning. But this water is boiling. I'm going to go ahead and cover this back up because, again, I wanted to steam and kind of soften. So, let that cook probably for like another 2 minutes. Okay. So, the Brussels sprouts have been cooking for about 2 minutes, again, steamed. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to turn all these over so they're not face down anymore. I'm just going to kind of mix them up and a little bit more, about another 1/4 cup of water in, just so I can scrape. And yeah, the water was all evaporated just in that 2 minutes that I had it covered. So I'm going to pour a little bit in just so I can scrape all of the little like tasty bits around the bottom of this pan. And I'm going to show you guys this. Look at this. See? So they have the Brussels sprouts almost have like a char to them. Let me pick one of these up so you can kind of see. I don't want to drip. But see, it's almost blackened in a way. It's already to that point where I can just put a spatula right through it. That's how tender it is. I'm going to put another 1/4 cup of water in there. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put salt in. So, the thing is, for this dish, you want to get the pot scorching hot. Spray it down with some extra, some olive oil spray. Get it scorching hot. You want to put your Brussels sprouts face down. Let them get like almost kind of like a brown to the bottoms, and then put in the sazon seasoning, and then start putting the 1/4 cups of water in here and there. You know, as soon as it evaporates, put a little bit more. As soon as it evaporates, put a little bit more. So I got the salt in and a 1/4 cup of water. There we go. Now my chicken's already done. Look at that. There's the chicken, and I got another plate over there. And I already opened up a can of beans and put them in this little tub right here. It's the Trader Joe's organic black beans. I'm going to put a little bit of this tapatio salsa picante hot sauce and some adobo seasoning. A little bit of this. Okay. Because these aren't seasoned. I just got the regular black beans, some salt. And I'm going to put them in the microwave. And my Brussels sprouts, put them in the microwave about a minute. My Brussels sprouts, I have to say, are looking really good. So they're pretty much done. This is a rubber spatula. I can just press on any Brussels sprout and it just breaks apart. That's how tender these guys are. So I'm going to turn off my skillet at this point and then taste for these. And I know, that is perfect. There you have it. If you have any questions, the ingredients that I used, please feel free to ask. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching and enjoy. Okay, I just wanted to end with one last thing. Look at this plate of food right here. I am starving on this diet.